Welcome to Back to Basics Live, our chat show with business owners and professionals on how they started, how they grew, and how they survived in business and in their careers. Perfect for those who have that entrepreneurial itch and want to get that into that world of business and full-time professional work. This is the place to get lessons, tips, and basically have general conversations with people who have already made the leap. Our guest tonight is one of the few female professional saxophonists in the country. Listen to her talk about starting her journey in pursuing music as a professional career, why she chose to play the saxophone of all instruments, how she managed and continues to manage her full-time career, and her views on the prospects and future of her chosen career path. All these coming up. Hi, good evening again, everyone. For those who do not know me, I am Joseph Migrino. I'll just put my name right here. There. I'm Joseph Migrino, a practicing lawyer based in Ortigas Center, Pasig City. We appear in court and help businesses sort out their papers and requirements. To receive show updates, please consider liking our Facebook page at Mint TV or subscribing to our YouTube channel. Episodes will also be uploaded in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. And with me, as always, is the lovely Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi everybody. Good evening, everybody. And hi, Joseph, Attorney Joseph. How are you tonight?
How are you? I think you're
good,
somewhere
I'm
else.
good. Yeah, I'm good. Lalo mo na, busy bee. So always like on the move and on the go. So right now I'm doing this live podcast somewhere else outside. But yes, I just want to say hello and good evening to everybody. And for those people who tune in who doesn't know me, I'm Jackie. I'm a host and I'm an artist, and I do also online retail. So I have my women's line called French Dolls, and you can find my brand on Facebook and Instagram, and also on online e-commerce such as like Zalora, Lazada, Shopee. And please subscribe also on my YouTube channel called Good Vibes with Jackie, and also on my socials, which is Instagram and Facebook, Jackie. So yes, good evening again, everybody. And I'm so excited for tonight, because tonight we're gonna be talking about music naman, music again.
As a career,
as a career. And tonight it's gonna be different, because this is gonna be, kumbaga, like out of all the, I love, with me, Joseph, no, I love music. And for me, kumbaga, kung saan ako obsessed na listening to like this instrument and this type of music, and like the only one that I want to learn how to play is saxophone. And I've always loved jazz my whole life, jazz, blues. I listen to that. And then so tonight's guest is like one of my, kumbaga, I don't know, I love her. Every time I watch, every time I watch her, like I always, just captivated by how she plays saxophone and stuff like that. So I always liked her. And then tonight we have her tonight's show. So I'm kind of excited about that. Very excited about that.
Yeah, actually, I remember you talk about wanting to play the saxophone with our previous guest. I think we had previous musician guests, and then I think the saxophone was brought up, and yun nga, sinasabi nila, it's very hard to learn, and very few people actually are professional saxophone players here. So it's hard enough to play the saxophone. Our guest tonight is actually, she's earning from doing it. So it's really impressive.
Yeah, but she's doing it for quite a while, and that's why. And especially, she's a lady. So I love artists who's like that. Like, I have friends who's like saxophonists here in the Philippines who are well-known also. Pero for a girl na ganyan, syempre, of course, for me, girl power, because I want to learn that. And then she is, like, I've seen her live, and she's really, really great at it. So I'm excited to talk to her tonight.
Yeah, before we introduce her, we would like to give a shout out to all our live audience here tonight. No, and also those who are watching the replay in Facebook or YouTube, please don't hesitate to put in your comments whether during live or during replay, and we will definitely get in touch.
Yes, and
So
if you have
let's introduce
questions
our guest. Oh, say, go
also,
ahead.
yeah, if you have questions, then you can just, alam nyo na, like, put your questions over there. And if you have questions for Roxy also, go
All
ahead,
right.
guys.
Sige. Sige,
Okay.
let's introduce our guest.
Okay.
So again, our guest tonight is one of the few female professional saxophonists in the country. She's part of a number of bands, including Radioactive Sago Project, Lenses, Amp Big Band, Blue Rats, among others. So take a look at this. Yan. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Roxy Modesto. Up, Roxy, where are you? There you go.
There you go.
Are we-
Hi, Roxy.
Can you hear us? Yup. There.
Going.
Yan. I think you shifted.
Hello.
your camera. Yeah. We can
There you
hear you.
go.
I think your
What?
video. Yan.
Oh,
Is it better now?
cool?
There you
Good?
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
better. Hi.
Excellent. Hey everybody. Good evening.
Hi, Roxy.
So hi Roxy.
How's it
There you go.
going?
How's
it
your
going?
video? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
We're
okay.
we're doing all right now. I think with technology, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. Cool.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you
Right.
for being in our show, Back to Basics. Roxy, I mean, props to this girl. I haven't seen this girl for a long
course.
time, but like I've watched her play live, and I'm like, all the more I want to like learn how to play saxophone, diba? So yes, thank you for being here. And
Oh well,
what's
I'm
up,
not.
Roxy?
Yeah, Roxy, can you tell us a bit more about
Excellent.
yourself? About the bands you play with,
Oh.
basically a little bit about what you do and
Yourself,
where
yeah.
you play. Yeah.
Well, when gigs were happening, I used to play. I play actually right now with Lenses, AMP Big Band. Oh God,
AMP is
Blue Rats.
Ateneo Musicians Pool,
This
right?
year's our
I think.
25th year, which is sort of
Okay.
amazing. No, it's the Asociación ng Musikong Pilipino.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay,
So
sige. All right.
it's two different organizations, but the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
Actually, AMP Big Band is compiled of UP alumni, UP College of Music alumni. So
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is your internet connection okay? Parang your let's see.
Yeah, I
if we're
think she's
having
like
Yeah, but her connection.
stuck.
Let's see.
Yeah, medyo, ayun ang mahirap
Okay.
sometimes pagka-online, diba? Like,
Yeah.
medyo
I think no. Especially if
nasa-stop,
umuulan. Yun yung
nasa-stall.
hassle. Yeah.
Oo nga. I think she
Yeah,
should
yeah.
like go off and online again. Like, diba? Re-enter
Yeah,
the thing. Just messaged her
Yeah. I
about it.
think she's there. I think she's
Yeah, so she's gonna
connecting
reconnect again. Ayan.
hello.
Pero yeah. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Is it better now?
She's reconnecting.
So
Anyway,
a
yun nga.
little bit about Roxy, no. From what I understand, she grew up, no. She grew up in Indonesia, I think, no.
Mm.
From what I can remember, she came back here when she was 17 or 16,
Mm-hmm.
17, and then stayed
Yeah.
here before going back to the States to, well, to to further her studies in saxophone
Mm-hmm.
playing. So she's been traveling around and practicing her art for so long.
Yeah, that's the
So yun.
dedication talaga eh. Yun yung ano eh. If you wanna be a saxophonist talagang, it's a dedication eh. That's what I've said. Like, kasi before I wanted to learn, but then again, I know it's gonna be hard and it's gonna take years, kumbaga, a long time, or depends sa'yo kung how long. But like, with my musician friends who's like a saxophonist also, they were telling me, Jack, it's gonna take mga, quite a while. So that's why I was like, pero with that craft and the dedication, yun talaga, like you should be dedicated in your life,
Oh,
especially with
geez.
her.
So
Yeah, there you
sorry.
go. You're back.
You're back. You're back. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. You just have
Technology,
to like
man.
exit and enter again, So
Yeah, we'll just
that's
cut
it.
that
Sorry.
off in the replay.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's
So
okay.
Oh
Like,
gosh.
yeah. It's a
yeah, I'm sorry,
podcast
Roxy.
lang because we're in podcast.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
carry on. You were saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Roxy. I told them about your, well, you were growing up in Indonesia and before you came back
Yeah.
here in the Philippines. Can you guide us through that? Your travels as a child, so to speak.
Yeah, and how you became a saxophonist,
Oh,
like
Saxophone
how
player,
you
yeah.
yeah,
saxophone.
yeah. Mm.
I moved to Jakarta in 1987, around like I was a month old,
Mhm.
and then by the time I was in middle school at the Jakarta International School, it was you could choose between any of the arts that were like available to all the students. So under peer pressure, joined then because friends. And then even saxophone was like a fluke because I really wanted to play percussion or trumpet, but
Yeah.
my name was picked out of a hat, and everybody wanted to play saxophone. So I figured, you know what, it's probably something. It's a sign. Like I should probably just be doing this, and then we'll figure it out like while we're
Yeah.
doing it. So yeah,
True.
saxophone. It was like a stroke of luck, really, that I wound up with this.
Yes. So when did you
Yep.
start?
Cool.
When did you start playing saxophone?
I was about 12 years old, grade 6, and we were learning as like a group. So in band class, everybody learning together.
Yeah, but how long does it take you for you to actually like play? You like that you're gonna be like, oh, you're good at it already. Like, does it took you like 2 years, 1 year
Well,
for
after the
you to be
first
like,
year, a lot of my friends started quitting band. I kept going.
mm,
So it was just like that. It was just like, well, everybody's leaving, but I actually like doing this, so I'll just stay on and play and figure it out. I didn't really think it was going to be a career choice. I thought I was
yeah,
going to be going into something else, but music was so much fun that it was like just keep going and see where it takes you.
isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah. So when did you come back here in the Philippines, Roxy?
2005, I was about 17. I came back to go to university, like to do college. Um, Going to school abroad was very expensive. So coming back to
Yeah.
the Philippines, I knew it was going to be like significantly cheaper. And yeah, it was just something, I had never experienced being Filipino. So
Mm-hmm.
coming back here was also like motivation just to like figure out that side of me.
Mm-hmm.
But, so yeah,
Mm.
and
Right,
I'm glad I
when
actually came here.
yeah, when you said university, you're talking about UP?
Yeah, I went to UP for
Mm-hmm.
most of my life here in the Philippines. I did go to UANP for a year, and then I went to UP.
And of course, what did you take in UP?
UP music, because it was either between UST and UP, and my parents really wanted me to go to UP because
Yeah.
my mother's side. Everybody went to UP, so that
Yeah,
was
and for
also the
sure, music there,
motivation.
yeah, it's more artistic and stuff, right? But with as a career, for a saxophone player, like when did you really start, or like how did you start playing like saxophone, like in a band or like just a soloist and stuff like that? Because
Oh,
I've seen you how
um,
many years ago, like I forgot how many years, 4 years, 5 years ago and stuff. Like
uh-huh.
when I first saw you, or was it 5 years? I don't even remember, but yeah. I was like, damn,
Ah,
girl. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's been a while. I actually
Yeah.
started right out the gate, like within my first 2 weeks at UP, I was already gigging.
Mm.
So within the first 2 weeks of my first year at UP, I was already doing gigs and
Yeah.
figuring out how to, split my time between working and going
Yeah.
to school. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because
Yeah, so Rox, yes,
it's a
yeah.
very rare thing. Yeah.
So when did you realize that, well, playing the saxophone can actually be sustainable? So
There you
when
go.
did you make that realization, or you
Probably
didn't?
like my first professional gig was probably when I realized like, oh wow, I can actually make money doing this. Okay.
Mm.
um, it was probably when I realized like the demand was so high, or I mean, there
Yeah.
was a demand for it, and like
There is.
representation, especially for Filipinas, was something that wasn't seen a lot. Like it's still a male-dominated business, music. And it's not just
True.
the Philippines; it's like a global story where it's a lot of males versus females in the business. So I
True.
figured like you could play off of that. I could play off of that, and yeah, kind of represent also for Filipinas here, and then females anywhere because the future is female, right? So yeah,
True that, sister. So
yeah,
that's why I want to learn, because I know there's not much women who's playing. Because I know only two saxophone player, you and the other guy who's playing for Nicole Asensio.
yeah. Nicole. Oh,
Yeah.
Mike. Okay. Yeah.
Mike,
See, it's
yeah.
a very
So that's
small
why. That's
pool.
the
Yeah.
only two. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, that's the only one that I actually love. So that's why I was like, shit, I want to learn, but I know it's gonna take a long time. But yeah, right now
Well, like,
apparently, like
yeah,
you teach, right?
yeah, yeah. I just
Yeah.
started teaching. In these times of quarantine, I'm not playing live. The last
Mm.
gig I had was March 7th of this year,
Mm-hmm.
with other people. So in this time of quarantine, I've just been recording myself at home and then sending it to whoever calls, and then they edit it, and then we release the video, and it turns out great. Actually, I'm pretty happy with like what's been um, what's been showing now on the internet.
Yeah.
But it's completely different from playing like in a room with your bandmates. So yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
so like now that a lot of kids are being homeschooled, music has been a kind of priority for some parents. So I'm going to be starting a new student this week, actually. But
Wow,
yeah, I
nice.
started teaching.
Hmm.
It's cool. It's like a big realization of like, oh man, I actually like know a lot about saxophone. So
Yeah, because I bet it's gonna be challenging to teach online compared to teaching live, right? Because
yeah, in
I don't know,
person.
like up here,
Yeah.
me, yes, it's gonna be
I've
like
only taught
harder.
twice. Yeah, I've only taught twice in person. Um, the first time was to sub for my teacher back in UP, and then the second time was just actually here at the house. Um, he is a student of my uncle Al at UANP. So but I haven't seen him since. So it's like, all right. But yeah, I mean, when people call for it, sure. I right now it's just saying yes to anything and then learning on the way. So yeah.
Yeah. So we just have a question here. Amp band is Mel Villena's band. Is that right? Or is it a
Yes.
different band? Yeah, Mel Villena.
No. AMP Big Band. The musical director is Sir Mel Villena, and
Ah,
he was
yeah,
actually
okay.
my first boss. Um, he was the one that actually got me for Philippine Idol. Like they gave me a chance. He's the first guy that gave me a chance to play professionally. So
So let's
props
go
to
there.
him.
No, you mentioned earlier your first gig as a professional saxophone, and you mentioned Philippine
True.
Idol. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, sure. I was 18, and it's just so funny because no, because I play a pretty rare voice in the saxophone family, the baritone saxophone, which
Mm.
there
Hmm.
are I think 3 people in Metro Manila that play that on a professional level. So I'm third.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when I first entered the scene, for people, it's very interesting. Like they're like, "Oh, she plays this instrument. Oh, there's a show that kind of needs this. Let's give her a chance. Let's give her something. Let's see if she could do it." Um, and yeah, so I mean, 90% of the job is showing up. So I showed up on time, and I haven't looked back since.
So you're
But
part of
yeah.
the
Right?
band in Philippine Idol.
Yeah, A&P Big Band. They've been together since 2009. I was there at their conception at Scarlett's Place, actually, at 1002 in
Mm-hmm.
Quezon City. Yeah, so that's been going on for 10 years, I think. Yeah, it's very cool. I love that band. I really miss them.
Yeah,
Um,
There's
I miss watching you guys for
there's
sure.
a, there's a request for a shout out
Everybody
from
misses playing live.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Melambilin. Was that Emmanuel A.
Oh, hey.
Melambilin? There.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
So
What's
shout
up,
out.
Emmanuel?
Yeah.
What's going
Shout
on?
out to you.
There you go. There you go.
That's
So
cool.
yeah. So you went here. You went back to study in UP, and did you take
Mhm.
any further studies when after the UP stuff UP
Oh, yeah.
course? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I actually applied to the Los Angeles College of Music in 2015. I
Mm-hmm.
had to defer my application because it was just a lot of money that I didn't have.
Yeah.
But that sparked this sort of idea of just like, well, if I don't really have to go to school, I would just like to learn a little bit more about it, maybe through like somebody I look up to. So I pretty much looked for mentors, befriended
Mm-hmm.
mentors over the years. So I went to New York in 2017 to study privately with Antoine Roney and Lawrence Tebian.
Nice.
So I was there
Nice.
about 5 months, and yeah, taking lessons every so often, getting to hang out with them, and learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot being in New York for that amount of time, for
So
sure.
you didn't really go to a formal school. So it's more, sort of a mentoring program, or is it's
Yeah, it was
mhm.
definitely something more personal, less formal, more like on the idea that you don't have to go to school to learn jazz and music and life. You can just
Yeah.
learn about it on the streets. This is what Antoine would always instill in me. Like, you don't have to go to school unless you want to teach and like, get the degree and
True.
do that. So, he'd always instilled in me like just learn from me, learn from people you meet, figure it out. But yeah, come over. So he planted the seed. That was great.
Yeah, and I think I like
Um,
that better, like that kind of mindset, like with learning. I mean, I don't know. For me, I feel like mentorship, like you learn more from them, like with like
Yeah.
streetwise, and it's, aside from being in school, like, yeah, they teach you something, like how to get to like a degree, or like, yeah, if you want to teach, or like I don't know, like your status in life. But the thing is, like, being street smart, or like how you learn things, like, what, I don't know, like what's effective for me, it's, yeah, really like mentorship, or like knowing from like certain people, right?
Oh yeah, and people you admire. It was so great, like to be
Yeah,
able to
that works
connect
for
with
me
them on that
too.
level. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it was so fantastic to be able to do that. I learned a lot, a lot, a lot. You know,
Yeah,
so
from
yeah.
Yeah.
Marga
And then
Abejo Momper. She's such a big
Hi,
fan.
Marga.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, fan here.
Oh my gosh. That's my homegirl from UP. We were in the same batch, so she's a great
There you
classical
go.
guitarist. So
Ah, wow.
I'm really glad she's watching from
Mm.
Luxembourg
Hi,
all the way.
Marga. Yeah, I
From
love
Luxembourg. Wow.
musicians.
Yeah.
Wow.
A
So,
lot of a
a
lot
good
of my
evening to Johnny
girlfriends.
Boy Corona there.
Hi,
Mm.
hey Johnny boy, what's going on? Right
So,
on.
there's this story, Roxy. No? You told us earlier. Well, yes. Well, last time we talked about how you managed
Mm-hmm.
to get the funds to go to the U.S. from here.
Yes, very, very interesting,
Very
honestly.
interesting. Yeah. Mm.
Um, so I mean, my parents didn't want me to, scrounge around. Like, and it was also like I didn't want to be staying in like a tita's house for 5 months without, earning
Yeah.
something. So I knew I knew how expensive it was going to be to stay in New York, and
For
lessons were
sure.
not cheap.
Mm.
You know, lessons were not cheap, but I mean, they were so supportive enough to be like, okay, if we can figure out a budget and we can figure out just how to get you there, we'll help you. We support you in your endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great. And so an idea had popped into my head. Well, what if we brought back, what if my dad's signature series? He's actually an artist, so this is one of his paintings in the background.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
so we
That's
decided
what's the
to
full name of your dad again, Roxy?
Fernando Modesto.
Fernando
He is
Modesto.
Nice.
Yeah.
he is Googleable. Like you can Google him.
Googleable.
Googleable.
Like, yes,
Googleable. Yeah.
Googleable.
Yeah.
There's a word. Yeah.
Um, yeah. um, so we brought back one of his signature series from the 80s, and we reprinted it on, glycol paper, and we gathered up a few of his paintings that he wanted to, he was happy to let go of, and we put up a show to,
With his consent, of
and
course.
yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
With
Yeah.
consent.
Okay.
He was there when we were like setting up here at Shutter Space in Quezon City, and he
Yeah.
was there the whole time. So yeah, we sold enough work for me to be able to live in New York for 5 months and to be able to feed myself and of course take lessons and figure it out. But yeah, I'm very grateful that they were so open to do that actually. So yeah, and it was
Yeah.
such a great learning experience as well.
Oh, that's great. I mean, yeah, New York is not, yeah, it's expensive there. So at
Very
least,
expensive.
yeah, at least your father can help through his
Oh yeah.
paintings. Yeah, there
Oh
you go,
yeah, yeah,
Daddy-o.
yeah, yeah. Thanks, Dad. So yeah, he understands the struggle. He studied abroad as well. He
Yeah.
went to England for a little
Yeah.
bit, so he knows. Like he knows what it's like, and he was very happy for me to do that, to like be away for a little bit and to learn a lot. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And if
great.
that's your gift, might as well just
Thank you.
be better and
Yeah.
better, right?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure,
So,
for sure.
so yeah,
There's a
we have a
question here.
question. Yeah.
All
How
Go ahead.
heavy or light is a standard saxophone?
Oh my.
The one you use. Let's deal with the one you use.
Mine, I have my Barry is about 20 pounds. 20, yeah.
Mm.
It's a bit
Yeah,
heavy.
I've seen yours.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Jack
the
has
one you've
seen
been
my
reading.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
My
horn.
tenor, actually, my tenor's right here. This is about, this is not light either. This is about maybe 10, 15 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Alto is the lightest, but like even
Yeah.
like light altos are a little less than maybe 10 pounds. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Like
think
everything is kind of relative. So whatever is
yeah,
heavy for him might be nothing for me or something. I don't know.
true.
But
I think you get used to
they're
it, right?
yeah, you're gonna get used to it, and it's
Yeah. Because I remember asking you like which kind of saxophone I should get, like if I want to like learn, right? And then
oh,
I don't know what you told me. I think you told me alto, or maybe that's Mike who told
alto.
me. I forgot, but yeah, alto. I
Alto
forgot.
is
But
definitely
yeah,
like yeah, beginner friendly. I
yeah,
studied on alto for like 2 weeks, and then I said it's not for me.
yeah.
Yeah, I said this is kind of small. I would like to go for something bigger, and then
Mm.
Nice.
And that's
yeah.
why, I think it's hard, like especially when you're learning and then you buy right away what kind of saxophone you want, because you never know after a while, like you never know if you're alto or like this saxophone or
Yeah,
that saxophone. So you don't want to
yeah,
buy like an expensive piece of instrument if you don't know, right? And then how you're
yeah.
gonna like, so that's why.
If you're not really gonna be like super hungry about it, like, oh, I'm gonna practice every day.
Yeah,
No, this is
yeah,
not. It's a serious thing, saxophone.
yeah,
And I
true.
tell my students that, like, it's serious. Like, if you want to study with me, it's gonna be a serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can
yeah,
only
it's
imagine.
like say, especially right now. So your service, and your business right now is teaching saxophone, right?
Uh
Online
huh.
and
Uh
offline.
huh.
But if like somebody wants to learn, so like what do you require them? Should they buy their own saxophone, or that you let them use different saxophone that you have first, and like the rates, like how
I
much
think
is
it's
your
hard
rate
to
if they
share
want?
saxophone. Can you share
No, they can.
saxophone?
Yeah,
No,
puede. Yeah,
no.
she doesn't want. But like I know
I'm
there's
like,
people who
I'm
like you can change it, right? Like you can change the what do you call that?
but
The
no.
but
mouthpiece you can buy.
Yeah, no. As
everything
long
is
as you have
there.
your own mouthpiece, it's fine.
Okay.
But no. I mean, when I was growing up, what
Mm.
like for me, I my neighbor Myung Pakana he puts it very succinctly, like that's your toothbrush. You don't want people using
Yeah,
your toothbrush. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, um, no, I require my students to have their own instruments and their own setups, and like they should be open as well to be able to afford also themselves like maybe I want a different kind of mouthpiece, or maybe I'll buy like this brand of reeds or something. They should also be open to my suggestions, and yeah. But there's a lot of gear out there that's perfect for everyone, so anybody can do it. Anybody can learn saxophone. I'm telling you right now, Jack. You could
oh
learn. You
cool.
can learn saxophone.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get
You
my
just
own
I
have to
can do
be.
that.
saxophone first. I'm just saying, like, I don't know which saxophone. Like, what if, like, oh, I buy an alto and apparently I don't like that kind of saxophone, right? I like your type of saxophone. So, you
Oh
know what I'm
wow.
saying? So, for like, and I mean, not yours,
Sorry.
but like the middle, like a different one,
Like a
Like,
different one.
so
Like you
that's
want to
what,
go bigger. I see.
yeah, bigger and
Right
better.
now,
Bigger.
in the time of
So,
COVID, obviously, like buy brand new. But
yeah,
you should also, yeah, everybody should consider like maybe if they want to go into saxophone, they should listen to examples of saxophone and then
yeah,
maybe go from there and then maybe decide
yeah.
for themselves what they want. So, but anybody can do it. I'm telling you right now, anybody can learn how to play saxophone.
There you go, guys. Whoever wants to learn saxophone, you can contact Roxy and ask her which saxophone you should get first before buying,
Yeah.
because a saxophone is not a joke. That's an expensive piece of instrument, it costs around like how much, Roxy? Like around 30, right? 30 grand,
30, yeah,
80,000
thirty
above.
thousand, 30,000 pataas. Like
Yeah.
my dream horn is in Singapore. It's about 300,000
Eeh.
pesos.
Yeah. So minimum would be
Man,
30,000 up, guys.
So
So if you want to
30,000,
learn and you have budget,
It's a
Very
serious
well.
thing.
Oh,
Basically, it's a
good.
serious thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you guys
So
should
I
ask
take
Roxy
it
first
seriously.
which kind of saxophone you should buy so you don't make any mistakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roxy,
for sure.
can we go to the mula side? When you started doing it professionally, how much were you? Well, if you can share, how much were you earning back then, and as a professional, as
Oh
part of the
Yeah.
wow.
band?
Hmm.
So for those,
I
actually,
was
this is for those people who want to. They have to when they're going to start this. They might think, oh, will I earn from that? Parang ganun.
A
So it's
career,
just
if they want to do it
yeah,
as a
as a
career.
career, yeah.
well.
So just a
Let's see.
ballpark figure is fine. Yeah.
I was doing TV, so it was a lot of money.
Hmm.
Mm.
Let's. I
That was Pinoy
remember
Idol.
like
Yeah,
yes, Philippine Idol.
Philippine
I
Idol. I'm
think
sorry.
like yeah, by the end of it, I had like 50K.
Okay.
Like with all the rehearsals, all the shows, everything on top of that, it was like 50K.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
that's
good.
when it was like, oh wow, I could
Not
do
bad. Not
something
bad.
with this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's not every day. If you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's not
Yeah.
every day.
For
And
gigs, it's different rates. Yeah. And
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
for independent productions and independent bands, it's
Shows.
completely
Yeah.
different. Yeah, it's completely different. But you're gonna be doing it. It's more like doing what you love and then doing what you have to do to keep the love up. You know what I'm saying?
True. True.
So
That
yeah,
is true.
as long
There's a
as you
question
can like
here. Can you play saxophone with asthma? You said it
yes.
was for even if you have asthma.
Yes. Honestly, I think it's better for your asthma.
Oh, nice. Just like
Because you're
swimming,
building
when you have
yeah,
asthma.
you're building
Yeah.
your lungs and like your diaphragm and all that. You can asthma.
There's another
Yeah,
question
for
here.
sure.
Yeah, you have a nice speaking voice and good diction, ma'am. Do you sing
Hello.
too?
Hey, thanks. um no, I don't. Like I don't do it. I mean, I'll do it like when the Blue Rats when we were doing gigs, that the Blue Rats kind of opened me up to doing at least background vocals. And I have sung a couple of songs with the Rats. Like like this is a great band to be in because they're open for me to do that. So yeah, I should be doing it more often. But I am not at that level right
Yeah.
now. But I
All right.
I get it. It's great.
All right.
Thanks.
So before we go to the last few questions, so
Oh, sure.
what's next for Roxy? No, so what's
Oh,
the
wow.
future for you? Well, that's the philosophical question.
The philosophical question.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to write my own songs and put up my own band. I think that's
Why not?
been something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's been
Yeah.
something that's been drilled into my head since I started, and it's just taken me a long time to come to be at a level where it's like, okay, I think I'm ready. And like even now, I'm still like scared at the thought, like, oh man, I gotta write my own music. Oh man, people are gonna know who I am through this music.
That's the
But I
best,
think-
though. Yeah, I
it's
haven't,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, would you like if I brought out an EP, you would buy that? You would buy that EP, really?
I'd buy that
Yeah, of
shit.
course.
Yeah.
All right,
buy that.
cool. Great.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's how you,
But
express
that
yourself.
would definitely, that would be definitely the next step. And like now that we're in quarantine and now that we have all this
Yeah.
time to be away,
Yeah.
why not? So that's
Why not, right?
that's the next step. I feel like building a name for myself and building a brand. Obviously, being able to do that. But
Go
yeah,
for it, girl. Go
yeah,
for it.
we should
thank
talk
you.
more.
I should. Yes, I do need
Yeah.
legal, Joseph. I might
All
need
right,
a legal
so-
team here.
So it's been really fun, no? So I think the time has just passed so fast. So do you have any other questions, Jack?
Well, no naman. Like, where can people find you, Roxy? I mean, if they want to learn how to play saxophone, or where they can reach you or hire you to play at their events or gigs or something. Like right now, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure that events are not happening, but like maybe I don't know if you're open to like house parties and stuff, and they do
oh
that kind of
wow.
stuff, and then as long as everybody's
Jamming
safe.
online.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So yeah, jamming online. They want to hire you, and where can
Yeah.
they find you?
Oh,
And your
well,
service also, yeah, because you teach
I wish I
online.
had
Yeah.
like an online card. I do have a card. Um,
Yeah,
my
Facebook
student did
and
Google
stuff.
me today. Yeah. So I'm on
Facebook.
Facebook, Roxy Modesto, Twitter as well, Roxy Modest, Instagram, Roxy Modest. Yeah, but I'm open to it. If you want to study with me, ooh.
Wow.
um, I do go through my friend's school. Sal Franco has a music school, so I'll figure out the name of the school and I'll share with everybody. But yeah, studying me with me is a completely cool option. If you would like to do that, yeah, why not?
There you go. There you go. Oh my God. Yeah. I
All
can't wait to
right.
see you play again, Roxy, and like
Oh, me
whatever.
too. I
I don't
can't wait
know.
to
Like if
play.
there's jamming over there, I'll come over and just like listening to that. Like I love listening
Oh God.
live because normally I just
Oh
do it in my
yeah.
Spotify. And
Oh,
yeah,
of
but
course.
yeah, just let me know.
Well,
I'll be there.
yeah. All
We
right.
can
Yeah, thank
jam
you
and
very
stuff.
much,
Yeah.
Roxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Thank you
Thank you
so
Roxy.
so
So
much.
much.
this has been really fun. So that's
Yeah.
well, okay. So we'll see you around. Okay, thank you
Yeah, see you.
Yes.
again.
I'll
Thank you
message
so much.
you. Thank you for
Thank you,
guesting and
everybody.
back to
Thank you. Of
basics and good
course.
to see you
Thank
again.
you.
Bye.
Definitely, I'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you. See here.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
Oh
Wow,
my
Roxy.
God.
But I actually have more questions pa dito. So, but well, we have to we have to keep up with we have to stick with
Yeah,
the time.
yeah. Yeah, maybe we can get guest Roxy again, like sometime soon. I mean, diba, next time. Roxy's like a cool chick. One of the coolest chick that
Chill.
I've
She's
met.
chill. Oh, sobrang
Yeah,
chill.
that I've met. Yeah,
Mm.
so yeah. Hi LA. Ayan, meron tayong mga comments here. So yeah, Roxy, yeah, if you're into music, definitely check her out on her Facebook and Instagram and live. She's so cool when yeah, sometimes yeah, even yung mga Malate, 'di ba? Merong mga sa Malate, there's like a little bar there where I go to, like they just play jazz and blues,
Jazz,
sometimes
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
mga ganyan. I like going to those kind of bars, so yeah, so I would see her there and she's awesome. 'Di ba?
Yeah, so
Ayan.
for the watchers, viewers, and listeners, you can check out the replay now from Mint TV, Facebook, Spotify. We also have a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and
Yeah.
wherever you get the podcast, and YouTube. We also have a collection of our videos on YouTube, easier to access than Facebook, basically. So if
Mint
you want to
TV.
access yung yeah, if you want to access the past episodes of Back to Basics, you can check our YouTube page, Mint TV, with other programs there. So there.
Yeah. Mint TV. Pang-ilan na
Yeah.
natin to? 7th, Joseph, right?
Eighth. This is eighth. Ano
8th.
ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months
oo
na
nga.
tayo. We've been doing this
2
for
months
2 months.
na. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm very happy with our guests and since iba-ibang genre, diba? Music, sports, and other businesses. So yes. So ano ba? For next week, ano bang meron?
For next
Anong
week, we
type
have
of business ang what we're gonna be talking about?
Well, this is more of a socially oriented business. There's a person I think, based in Singapore who organizes our OFW parang helpers, mga OFW workers natin doon. They organize a dragon boat, actually, a dragon boat
Oh, wow.
activity, which is ngayon meron sa sobrang dami na nila. They also have parang in Hong Kong, a branch in Hong Kong
Nice.
also.
Okay.
So parang we will talk to her via, she's based in Singapore. So good
Yeah.
thing na ano tayo, it's online. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. Oo nga, kasi we can have guests like in other countries as well. So yung
Yeah.
mga iba na interested also, 'di ba, na has interesting businesses na, 'di ba, pwede nating i-guest, 'di ba? So just message us.
Yeah. So,
Kung
hi
okay
kay
naman.
Daniel Gillian. Hi, Dan.
Hi,
I know him.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So,
Daming fans
and
niya,
any
no?
ni Roxy, oo nga eh. Yeah.
Oo, okay.
Napaka-chill. She's very chill. O, sige. Any last
Yeah.
words, Jack?
Wala naman. Just thank you guys for supporting us and watching us. And back to basics and supporting me and attorney Joseph as well. So I'm glad. Hopefully, mga next episodes namin, that you're still gonna be watching us and following us. So happy about that.
All right.
Yun lang
So,
naman.
see
And
you.
don't forget to follow our socials and YouTube channel and Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. So yeah.
All right.
That's about
So,
it.
this is Joseph and Jack, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.